How important are relationships when it comes to being an entrepreneur? Can someone tell me how important are relationships or why are relationships important? And how important are they in the life of an entrepreneur? And that's that's you and me. We're entrepreneurs, right? We're starting something. So what and how are important are they? Somebody tell me.
Very important because you can't do it on your own.
I couldn't hardly hear you there, Ty, for some reason.
Oh, is that better?
Yeah, it's a little better. Yeah.
Ugh, my bad. So I think they're very important because you can't do it on your own. Um,
Yeah.
and then teamwork to make it happen.
Ty just said rule number one. If you're taking notes, I've got several rules here. These are Justin's rules, okay? So, for whatever that's worth, these are Justin's rules. Rule number one, nobody gets rich in this business alone. Ty just said that. Yeah. Nobody gets rich in this business alone. You've heard me say that maybe in some videos. Nobody, not even me. You've never done, nor will you ever do a real estate transaction all by yourself. It just will not happen. There will be a myriad of people doing a myriad of gigs to make this real estate transaction complete. And that is just the way real estate works. So you're never going to be alone. So if you're a hermit, if you like to hide in the cave, if you don't like to come out and visit with people, you don't like talking to people, if you're just overly shy, or maybe you feel like you're just incapable of standing the anxiety of being around other people, then real estate's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Okay. All right. Because real estate is a people business. And today I want to talk to you about how real estate is a people business. I want to give you some rules. That's rule number one, that we never get rich in real estate alone. There's a few more rules I want to share with you, but also I want to give you some tools so that you can start developing relationships in a way that will really, really launch your career and also establish it in such a way that it will be stable. Okay. Because it's one thing to launch something and make a little money, and it's another thing altogether to keep making money. Okay. And I'm going to show you today exactly what you need to do to keep making money in real estate if you want to be a successful real estate investor and wholesaler. Okay. And this is something I put into practice when I started in 2014 doing this. This changed my life. Now, you remember 2 days ago in day one, I told you, I said, back in 2014, I made a decision, a quality decision, that I was going to start returning calls and voicemails, no matter who it was. You might not have caught me saying that, but I said that 2 days ago in day one, that we have to return calls and voicemails. And when I decided that I was going to do that one thing, that was the starting point for my success. Yeah. Nothing worked for me until I did that. All right. So I want to talk today how you can be really awesome at building relationships with people as they reach out to you and as you reach out to people in your business. I want to talk to you how you can be super successful in dealing with them and in such a way become an expert in your field. Okay. And have people respect you and revere you, maybe even fear you a little. Okay. And want to call and offer to do deals with you, want to call and offer to give you money, want to call and offer to do whatever. Okay. You will have a lot of opportunities in real estate to do things if you will grab on to a little bit, at least, of what I'm saying, what I'm going to say today. All right. Now, we never get rich in real estate alone. That's rule number one. That's the foundational rule. All right. So everyone deserves to be dealt with honestly. That's rule number 1.2. If you're writing this down, everyone deserves to be dealt with honestly. Let me tell you, if you're a phony and you're unwilling to admit it, people will find out and disrespect you. Okay, especially in your local market. There is nothing wrong with telling people in your local market, yeah, I'm new. I'm a new wholesaler. Yeah, I haven't done any deals yet, but here's what I'm about. Hmm. Okay. Anyone can see through that crap anyway. Okay. So just deal with everyone honestly. Now, this also means your family. Deal with everyone. Just adopt a policy in your life because this is what it takes to have great network, a great network of people that can help build your net worth, to have peace in your business and at home. Okay. It takes dealing with everyone honestly. Okay. Honestly. Just make a commitment that you're just going to be honest about everything all the time. It doesn't matter what. Now, with that, I'm going to throw a caveat. Not everything needs to be announced. Okay. You don't have to tell the wife, you don't have to tell the husband every detail of everything. Okay. Doesn't have to happen. They don't need to know that the lead machine broke today and it was frustrating. And you know what they're hearing? They're hearing that you're frustrated and you're unhappy and this is not working. That's what they're hearing. But what you're saying is oh, the lead machine is this and that and all. Okay. See, sometimes dealing honestly with them is just keeping your mouth shut and letting them just know you're working. Sometimes that's dealing honestly. Okay. So when I say deal honestly, I don't mean go and tell everybody every detail and scare the pants off everybody all the time with all the bad details, the gory stuff, the negative stuff, the way you're feeling about everything. You don't have to tell everybody everything, but when people need to know things, be honest. That's my advice. Okay. I'm not going to beat that to death, but let's move on. The next rule that I have is everyone deserves time and space to turn around. Everybody deserves room to turn around. Somebody please tell me, what do I mean? What do you think I mean when I say everybody deserves room to turn around? Just unmute your microphones. Let's talk this out a little bit today. What does it mean when I say everybody deserves room to turn around?
I'd say if somebody's having a bad time at something, give them some space so they can get everything corrected that they need to.
Yeah, sure. People are human, right? People mess up, but people change their minds and people decide that they want to do something different or think differently about something than they used to. That's fine. You should let them. Okay. In other words, I want you to stop enslaving other people. You enslave other people when you refuse to allow them the ability to choose for themselves. Oh no, this is what we're doing, baby. We're doing this. Okay. Well, let those other people in your life decide if that's what they want to do. Okay. Room to change their mind if they said they were going to, and then now they don't feel like they want to anymore. You can't control people. You got to let people have room to turn around. That's advice. All right, here's the next one. In real estate, you're going to have a lot of people call you and offer opportunities to you, and they're going to use words like, hey, would you like to partner up? Would you like to partner up and do this? Hey, would you like to work together on this? Would you like to do this together? Hey, if I did this, could you do this? Okay. My advice is, and it's again, these are Justin's rules, adopt a policy of altogether separate. Okay. If you partner with someone, just remember you're not marrying them. Okay. You need to be able to say, this is my business and what my business is offering, bringing to the table. And this is who they are and what their business is bringing to the table. And between those two ideas, we may have something good cooking. Okay. But what happens to new folks is they get excited. Oh, I got this person that we're going to do this together and it's going to be awesome. And then they get a little bit too deep in bed with them. And then the next thing you know, that person needs to turn around and changes their mind. And now that person's the student's business is sunk because they've gotten all twisted up in this thing that's now just totally devastated. I've seen it happen over and over and over. Hopefully I didn't confuse you with the explanation, but when you get involved in partnerships and you don't stay all together but separate. So yeah, we're going to work all together here, but we got to stay separate. Okay. Because as soon as you mingle with other people, you become subject to their whims. Okay. You don't want that. Stay all together separate. You, your family, your business deserves its sovereignty. You and your business and your family deserves its independence. Okay. Do not merge with other people. All right. Now, with that, here is the next policy. It is called the power of probation. The power of probation. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to say yes to your offer to partner up on this, but we're going to do it on a 30-day probation. We're going to do it on a 2-week probation or a 1-week probation. When you're hiring virtual assistants, I want you to use it then. When you're forming partnerships with people to work leads that you offer, I want you to do it then. Every time you partner with somebody on a deal, I want you to do it then. I want you to just get in the habit of always testing things. You might have heard me say, well, this is an experiment. We're going to partner for the next 30 days and see if we can get some traction. Okay. This is smart because I learned it the hard way, because used to, I would just run head first, right into it. Oh yeah, man, we're partnered up. I got me a partner now. We're going to rock. And we merge in thoughts, we merge in activities, we merge in business, and then something goes wrong. He changes his mind. He screws me over. He leaves. He gets sick. He dies. He gets a job. Now my business is sunk. I learned it the hard way. The power of being all together, but still separate, and the power of probation. Because how many of you in here have ever gotten into a deal with somebody and it seemed so good at first, but then about 3 or 4 days into it, you were thinking, uh-oh, I don't think this person's going to be what I thought they was going to be. How many of you have ever been in that boat? Oh yeah, every last one of us. Okay, so this is how you prevent that. The power of probation, okay? Never be afraid to say, Mr. VA, Mr. Partner Guy, Mr. Whoever. We're going to do this on a 30-day probation. We're going to do this on a 2-week. We're going to do this on a 1-week probation, and we've got a week to see if this is a good fit for you and me. And if it's not, we just won't do it no more. Is that understandable? If it's not, then you don't do business with that person. But that's saved me so much heartache. All right. I hope that helps you in your future. Here's the next one. Live with an open heart, even if it hurts. Live with an open heart, even if it hurts. Try to love people, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Try to love people and give people chances, but give them that 30-day probation. And then if it doesn't work out and it kind of hurts your heart anyway, because you was hoping that it would work, that's okay. It's okay. You're doing business with an open heart. Nothing wrong with that. Now, hopefully you see that I do business with an open heart too. Okay. And you'll notice other people do business with open heart. Not all of them. Some of them you got to watch. But if you have that, you'll attract that. Okay. It's so true. Look at you guys. You guys are freaking awesome. How did you end up here? Probably part of that, what I was just talking about. You see something in me. I have an openness in me that fits you, and we kind of get along well because of that. That's cool. I like that. All right. You can do the same thing. All right. Keep an open heart, even if it hurts sometimes. All right. Here's another thing. We got three more rules, 4 or 5 rules. We're going to go through them real quick. And then I got something real cool I want to drop on you. But some of these are a little heavy. The next rule that's Justin's rule is your purpose must never your purpose must come before your relationships. Now, I didn't say your job, I didn't say your tasks, I didn't say your to-do list comes before relationships. But what I said is your purpose comes before relationships. There will be many people come to you and offer you new educations, new opportunities, new ways of thinking. There'll be maybe a spouse or a girlfriend or boyfriend that offers a different way of thinking. Okay. But when you decide what your purpose is, something happens. The wrong people will want to leave, give them room to turn around, and the right people will show up, treat them with an open heart. Okay. I know some of this is just like, well, this is just kind of basic relationship stuff. Yeah, but we kind of forget a little, you know. So purpose, I'll just say it like this. My wife and I, we never started getting along really well until my purpose became my purpose. All right. Until then, I'm trying to get her, okay, to, I don't want to give away the next rule. Okay. Here's the next rule. Never change your path or your purpose is what I mean. Never change your purpose just to please your wife. If you're a man, never change your purpose just to please your wife. And the reason why is because the next rule is be a leader. That's what she wants and that's what she needs. Okay. Be a leader. That's what she wants and that's what she needs. Oh, she's going to rage like the storm. Lightning and thunder. And at the end of the day, she'll sleep in the safety of your purpose. That's my experience. All right. You can take it or leave it. But that's been my experience. All right. If you don't do that, then she'll whip you all about the head and ears until you run. That's how women are. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong, and that makes me a politically incorrect individual, but that's my experience. Okay, here's the next thing. Be a leader at home. But let me define that a little more. Get used to making decisions. And let me say, if you want your relationships to work at home, especially since I'm talking to all men here, you've got to get used to making decisions because she is not wired to do that. And she might claim she is, and she might really, really think she is even at times. But she is not the decision-making superpower of the relationship. So be prepared to decide what to eat tonight. Be prepared to decide what's for lunch tomorrow, too. Be prepared to tell her where you want to go for vacation. Be prepared to tell her what activity you want to participate in together this weekend. Be prepared to tell her when date night is. Be prepared to tell her when date lunch is. Okay. Be a decision-making leader. Now, you can listen to her feedback, but be a decision maker Because if you're not, she will not respect your weakness. Okay. She will not respect your weakness. Get used to making decisions. She will rest in your purposeful decisions. You are her leader. Okay. That's partly what being a man in a household is about. Okay, let's jump on to the next one. The next rule is what I call toleration or celebration. Toleration or celebration. And that is summed up by this phrase: people will not stay where they are tolerated, but they will love to stay where they are celebrated. You might have heard something like that before. Let me ask you, are you tolerating the people in your life? Because they can tell. It's tough. Are you tolerating them or are you celebrating them? Because there's no real middle ground. Not really, not normally for us guys. We're either tolerating them or we're celebrating them. Or we're ignoring them, one of the three usually. Okay, so here's what I found in my life: the power of my voice. The power of my voice. Okay. And I'm sure it's this way for women too, but I can speak as a man that whether you're praising them or tolerating them, it's all detectable in the sound of your voice. But here's what happens, and here's the next rule: praise them. Praise them. Remember to praise people. Okay, no matter who it is, your wife, your husband, your whoever it may be, your kids, your business partner, your title company guy. Yeah, he likes to get praised too. You know, what about the realtor that helped on that deal? Oh, they love to get the praise. Okay, what about the lender that loaned the money? Oh, yeah. What about the coach that helped you with the right words to say? What about everybody that you run across? What if you had something positive to say about them? You know what would happen? They'd like you. And you know what they'd say? They'd say nice things about you. and you know what they would do? They would bend over backwards and kiss their own ass to help you again. That's how that works. But not if you're tolerating them. I don't really want to be here. You can tell. And I don't know. You know what all of the coaching students tell me? They always say this: we can tell that you really enjoy what you do. Do you? Do you? That's what I want to. You can really tell that I enjoy what I do? Really? Man, I must be doing a hell of a job. I'm over here praising you. Have I ever praised you? Have I ever said, man, you did good. That's good. Man, wow, you're coming along. Hey, look at you. Something about that makes things blossom, man. Something about the sound of your voice when you praise other people, something about that makes their flower open to you. It's beautiful. If you don't believe me, try it. Give it a week and try to give everybody extra. Now, don't put it on so thick it's sarcastic, but start praising people rather than tolerating them. Celebrate them. Okay. And see what happens. See if that flower doesn't open to you. Okay. It will. And that these rules apply not just at home, but they apply everywhere. All right. Like I said, the title company guy, the coaching student, the coach. Next time you're in a meeting with me, why don't you praise me a little? Hey, I'll let you know you've done this for me, or hey, this is really cool what you do. Oh, wow. Hey, I noticed you said something the other day and it really meant something to me. You know what? That changes my day, man. You know what that makes me want to do? It makes me want to talk to you again next time. Wow. You have that power. It's like freaking magic. And you can do that to anybody? Wow. Wow. Why the hell ain't you doing that? I don't know. You better. It's your net worth is equal to your net work, right? So praise them. Okay. Let's open the floor and take some questions because I got some tools, a tool I want to show you, I want to share with you. And we're going to talk about it for a few minutes and all of that. But before we do that, let's talk about questions and thoughts that you might be having. Because what we just got through was 30 minutes of pretty heavy conversation about relationships. And there was a lot of my opinions and conjecture there. So maybe you have a thought that you'd like to share. I'm open for your thoughts. Okay. Or your criticisms. That's okay too. See, that's doing business with an open heart. It's okay. It's okay if you hurt me a little. I like you. All right. See, I'm doing it to you already. I like you. It's okay. You know, it's okay. I hadn't thought of that. That's interesting. I'm not going to change my purpose, but okay. How many of you in here want to be an expert in your field or at least looked at as an expert? Okay. Yeah, definitely. Let me share this with you. In 2014, like I mentioned earlier, I was exposed to Trello at about the same time, which really impacted my life. But it also became important for me when it came to the commitment I made to return every phone call. All right, what I learned returning phone calls is that there's a lot of people that I'm meeting that I want to remember, but I can't because I don't have any system to write it down. Okay. And so the thought didn't start out with me thinking this is how I'm going to become an expert or regarded as an expert in my field. Okay. And would you guys say that I'm regarded as an expert in my field? Would you? Okay. Kind of. You're like, well, what field is it? It's like the field out back. Yeah. This one, I'm outstanding in the field. I'm like literally out here in the field. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm regarded as an expert a little bit. Sometimes it amazes me how much so. And I'll give you a couple examples as we move forward. And it's kind of funny how it happens. But you can create the same phenomena. Okay. You really can create the same phenomena for yourself. And I recommend that you do, especially in your local market, because getting deals and doing deals is as easy as what I'm about to show you that no one ever talks about, ever. Okay. And this is the simplest stuff ever, but no one really ever talks about it. No one ever gives you a tool to use to get it done either, but I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to give you a tool right now. So hold on. Let me get the link because there's a link for me. And I'm going to put a link in the chat room here. And then everybody can click it because this is a new Trello board. I'll share the screens and show what it looks like as well. And this is a template as well. So you can see, you come up here and click the blue button and create a board from the template. Is everybody seeing this? Justin's local network builder board.
Yeah, we see it, Justin.
Okay. Back in 2014, I've started putting some ads on Craigslist. And if you've got any of my study materials, you probably have some ads like what I actually literally put on Craigslist. Now, Craigslist is a local place, so it's easy to do local stuff on Craigslist. So I put ads on there for cash buyers. That's all I did. I wasn't, I was no more advanced than that. That is it. I just put ads on Craigslist. And it was an ugly house. I took a picture of an ugly house. And then in the description, it said, I'm looking for cash buyers that are looking to buy fix and flip projects. I'm a new wholesaler and my phone number. That's it. My phone number. There was no email capture systems, no websites, no nothing. And in fact, all that crap ruins what I'm telling you. Okay. I just put an ad on Craigslist asking for cash buyers. Recently, you guys probably saw I put an ad on Craigslist looking for creative finance buyers, and I get those too. Okay. But what I was doing is I was unknowingly I was building a network. Okay. I did not know, but I was building a network. So in 2014, because I had my phone number on the ad, I was getting a lot of phone calls or several phone calls a week, quite a few. And so, and of course, I was posting more than one. I was posting like one ad a day on there, one listing a day, looking for cash buyers. So I was getting hit up. People were calling me and texting me though. No, I didn't know what to do with them. Okay. But what I did find out eventually is I need to write these down. So what I created was I created a network building board on Trello because I love Trello. And you can see it's broken down into just like all the others, lists and cards. The first card over here on the list called What's What, it's how to use this. So you want to put all relevant info about your real estate market professionals, other persons, and vendors in this list. Okay. So go out and have fun. All right. Once you're back, or if you got the app on your phone, you can just upload it yourself. But you want to start collecting people. Okay. I want you to be a people collector. You can see I'm the first one you should collect right here. And if you click that, you can go schedule an appointment with me. Let's talk one-on-one. Okay. I'm not so expensive that you cannot afford me. All right. Here is me. But remember, this is local. So I've got a local market real estate investment group list. There's more than one group, but here's an example of one. The next one is title companies. And look, I got a picture of Mary St. Christiana because she's a closer over here at the title company. And look, you got her phone number down here. You got her name. You got a map of where the title company is. Look down here on every one of these cards. You'll see it says custom fields, add spouse's name, where you can write in her husband or boyfriend's name. All right. You see where it says add number of kids? You can add how many kids Mary has. Why is that important that when I'm people collecting, why is it important that I know who they're married to and how many kids they have? Or is it important? Why do I have that here? Can someone speculate for me and tell me?
Make a connection with them.
Ty says because it helps make a connection. What might be another good reason?
It just
Send
makes
them
you
a
seem
birthday
personable.
card.
Tasha says makes you seem personable. What'd you say, William?
So send them a birthday card or something like that.
Well, you could do that. I have folks that do that to me. I don't send birthday cards because I hate doing that. I didn't even send thank you cards after my wedding. I'm that guy. That's right. All right. So when I kind of feel more along the lines of how Tasha said it. When I call up Mary and I say, "Hey Mary, let's assume it's a different type of time of year. Hey Mary, are you and Christian and your three kids, are y'all going anywhere for Christmas?" Do you know what Mary's thinking? She's thinking, "Holy shit, this guy actually paid attention last time we talked." He's not like the normal guy. Okay. So you'll see on all of these lists, all of these cards have that slot where you can add their spouse's name and the number of kids they have. It's not important that you know all the kids' names and that what activities they're all involved in. No, but it is important that you realize that Amy Wineshack is married to Michael Wineshack and they have 2 kids. It's kind of nice. I mean, when somebody says to you, hey, when somebody says to me, hey, Justin, you're, how's you and Angela and the 3 kids? Well, that's a good question. We're all doing good, I think. Yeah. It kind of hits a little closer to home for me. Like we might be more than just acquaintances now. We might be friends because we're talking about the things that are important to me. So I want to encourage you to be a people collector and be a people collector in that way. Not just their business address and their phone number, but get their if don't be creepy about it and be like, I'm sorry, Mr. Callan Durham. I know we just met, but what's your wife's name and how many kids you got? I mean, that's creepy. Okay, don't do that. But as you're talking to Callan, if you're in his office and you see he's got kids, oh hey man, I see you got pictures of your family over here. How many kids you got? Oh, you got 4? Write it down. You got 4 kids. Yeah. And your wife? What's her name? Oh, her name is Betty Lou. Betty Lou and the 4 kids. I'm going to write it down. And next time I talk to Cal, it's going to make a whole lot of sense when I say, hey, how's Betty Lou and the kids? Yeah. It's important. It goes a long way, everybody. Nobody's doing that, but if you do it, I promise you it will definitely like totally accelerate your success.
Right?
Yeah.
Sounds like you sound like an expert.
Yeah, you sound like a real person that gives a shit too. Yeah. All of that. Right. It's an awesome practice. So far we got me over here, the affordable coach, and then we got local real estate investment clubs. And that there, if you don't know about, you can put links and stuff. I can make that live if I want and all this, but you can modify these cards till the sun goes down and then comes back up again. This whole title companies and real estate attorneys, that might be, not title companies in your area. So you might edit that title, it might be just closing attorneys. I don't know. The next one, marketing companies, waiting room. Yeah. What if you run across marketing ideas in your local market, but you don't have the money for them yet? This is where you put that stuff. Okay. So you don't forget. I mean, wouldn't it just absolutely make better sense to have a dream and a plan and maybe some bullets that you haven't fired yet, but they're over here on this list, and that one of these days you're going to pull the trigger on that and see what happens. Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool way of thinking. Here's the architects, designers, and engineers. All right, that's Cal. We talked about Cal. I got two cows here on the picture for Cal. Architects are expensive usually. Designers are expensive too, and engineers are an absolute necessity in this business. If you're thinking, well, Justin, I just want to be a wholesaler, well, then what you're doing is you're committing to a life of always starting over. Okay. Don't do that, because you want more for your life than that, right? So what you want to do is you want to build a real estate business. You want to build an empire. You want to have your fingers in as many pies in town as you can possibly get them in. Well, that starts with building a network of who's doing what, right? So engineers, you might not need one, but one of these days, one of your cash buyers will. I promise you that. Somebody tell me, when would a cash buyer need an architect or an engineer or a designer? Somebody tell me, why would I want a list with that on it?
In case you get a property that may have a foundation problem.
Yeah, it's
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, sometimes they build out. It's what's called a build out. So they're going to add a bedroom. So they're increasing the footprint of the house. So in other words, it was 1,400 square foot before, but now it's going to be 1,750. Okay. It's got a master ensuite now. Okay. maybe you had to have an architect draw that to get the permits. Okay. Maybe, and I'm talking about your cash buyers, your fix and flipper dudes. See what I'm saying? How this becomes important when you become more than just a guy that had a deal one time. You're like, hey, not only do I have a deal, but if you guys going to need a contractor on that one, you're going to need an architect, you're going to need an engineer. I've got some guys over here. His name is Bob. Y'all need a good engineer? I'll send him over. I'll give you his number if you want, whatever. How can I help? Man, isn't that freaking awesome? Okay, it is awesome when you realize the power of these people now will become dependent upon you because you know more about, you're more connected with things than they are, and they need shit. And now you're the source for this stuff. Okay. Insurance agents, we might need that because every fix and flipper has to have insurance, every cash buyer, every landlord. What about home inspectors? Let's look at Henry. It says Henry in the description with his phone number, it's willing to do a get out of jail letter on my bad MLS offers. You probably need one of those if you're going to do local real estate. Okay. Here's a list that's utility companies. We definitely want a list of those around our local area because we need to be able to get our buyers hooked up with utility companies sometimes. Sometimes sellers too. Okay. Home staging companies. That's a big deal now. Appraisers. That's a big deal too. What if you need a good appraiser? What if you decide to do a fix and flip one day yourself? Wouldn't you like to have an appraiser that you know that's a trustworthy one that understands investors? Yep, there's only a handful around. You better put them on your list. Investor friendly real estate agents, investor friendly real estate brokers. What if you need a broker's price opinion someday? How do you get one? Well, if you don't have a list of brokers, you don't get one. All right. What about property managers? All right. What about mortgage brokers? How about this one? Private money lenders and bridge loan funders and short-term EMD lenders. We might have 3 lists for that. But what about a private money list? We'll put that right there. I should have had that on here already. What about contractors? What about them? Are we going to do all contractors in this list, or should we make various lists? In other words, there are different types of contractors. There's contractors that are licensed contractors, and then there are subcontractors. And then there are guys that are just handymen. So you might have Joe down here, he does the paint. Okay. You might have Steve down here, he does blacktop. Okay. You might have Jerry, he features in roofs. Okay. You might find over here a guy named Lindell, and he loves to fix basements. What if you had a whole list of those dudes around town right here, and at the touch of a button, you could be in touch with them? So what you find is, if you do this, is you will have reached expert level before you even recognize. Okay. I promise you, people will call you. People call me. Okay, this is how I know. Hey, Justin, I need such and such. Do you know anybody? Well, I do. Hey, do you have any deals you're doing? Great. If I brought a buyer, could we joint venture? Look, I just picked up a co-wholesale deal because somebody wants to know if I know a painter. All right, this is the easiest way to build your empire, and almost no one ever talks about it. Okay? So start today. Become a people collector. Apply the rules that we talked about. Deal honestly, give people room to turn around. You want to make sure that you give people a policy of I'm separate, even though we're working together, and we're going to do this on a probation time. Use all these rules, that we went through, and people collect. People collect. That's how you become an expert. It's easy. You can do it. You can do it. Now, don't forget to do it, because you're going to meet people. Put an ad on Craigslist, start looking for cash buyers, and you'll start filling this up. You'll start filling this up. Talk to people, find out who they know, get referrals from other people, put them on your list. Next thing you know, all of your local market will be looking to you for advice. That's how it works. Okay, I've got 3 minutes left before I have a meeting I have to get to with somebody in my local market. That is, I promise you that. So, and what they want to talk about today, I don't know, something about a group they want to start. Okay, so maybe I'll help, maybe I won't. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a 30-day probation. We'll see. But do we have any questions that I can field for the next 2.5 minutes? And thanks, guys, for being here. If you want to be on my calendar, hop on my calendar for a free one-on-one this week or next week. Okay, whichever.
Just have a question.
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of Facebook friends that like I don't ever talk to. Do you recommend like just deleting and like kind of starting over with local market people, or at least people like, know and like and trust you?
Yeah, I try to just make sure that the people I'm friends with, there's a reason for me to be friends with them. And usually that means that they have to know a bunch of the other people that I already know, or they have to be local and in real estate. And there has to be some reason. Okay. So if you want to clean house, that's not a bad idea, but I think Facebook lets you have 5,000 friends. So there's plenty of room for error.
Okay. Yeah, alright, I was just thinking about it, well, just trying to trim the fat, I guess.
Well, the next step, honestly, from doing this Trello board, once you have this Trello board going really good, is to convert this to getresponse.com or some email blasting system where you can hit these people as a instantly, boom. Okay, that's the next step. But we're not going to talk about that in this 3-day challenge, but because we don't have the lists yet. But when you have a list, there's ways to use the list to really, really powerhouse what you're
Yeah,
doing.
sounds powerful.
Yeah, it's great, man. So, just a thought. You notice on the list there's no list that says cash buyers. I don't think there should be. Okay, so you want to go through, and as you think of things, you want to add, maybe cash buyers is more than one list. Maybe it's cash buyers in Jackson County, Mo. Maybe it's war zone buyers, and then Jackson County buyers is another list, and then another list is Johnson County buyers, and then maybe you have several cash buyers lists. Okay, so add that too, and start developing your network. Any questions? Anything? Anybody? I really appreciate you guys being here for 3 whole days. This has been really cool of you to be here. You've made me feel so good. Made me feel valuable, and I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Anybody with any questions before I cut you loose? Okay, quick announcement before we go. we're doing 3-day challenges every month this year. Okay. So if you're seeing a lot of them, that's why. The next one's going to be the end of October, and it is actually a CRM setup. So we're going to be working in Trello and a couple other little programs for those 3 days. And we're going to be actually building this stuff like ourselves right presently in the workshop. So that's the next 3-day challenge, is the CRM challenge. So if you're having a problem getting all these things going and organized, that challenge is to help launch you into that. So by the end of those 3 days, you should be good to go. This Saturday, though, I'm hosting a free class at the same time as this one, except it's Saturday. And it will be on how to get your next property deal to move into. Okay. If you're looking to purchase a property to move into, lease purchase style. And I'm going to talk about converting it to owner finance. And then, from there you can decide what you want to do. So it's going to be kind of an interesting angle that we don't talk about much when we're talking about lease options. It's not going to be just wholesaling. It's going to be actually getting a property that you can live in with your family. All right. It's important. I've moved into some myself, so I want to teach you how to do it too. So that's Saturday. If you guys want to be a part of that,